This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 14, and it reads, "The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly." First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakha Kodash. The honors to my elder apostles, elder bishops, elders at Great Millstone that rule well, that teach well, that taught me this truth. Peace, love, and salutation to the behalf of our which is the house of David, which is the elect. Shalom. Shalom to Sensei Akim and Sensei Aqua. After I followed the Lamb wherever it goes. Shalom. This is your brother Yanagaya from the Providence, Rhode Island camp. Coming back to you again with another one. Okay, amen. And things is heating up, man. Things is heating up, man. Right? Okay. They had news that just came out, right, about Russia attacking Ukraine near to the NATO and the EU border, man. And this is what we're gonna go in today. Okay, so as you can see, man, there's a lot of shit popping off, man. Okay, a lot of psyops. Okay, a lot of you just had that power outage over there in Iran, right? The internet being shut off on a widespread blackout, right, in the region, right? Then you had in the news with the ICE agent deleting that Minneapolis woman, right? So it's a lot going on. But meanwhile, while all these things is happening, right, you have Russia over there, sending a ICBM over there near in Ukraine, near to the NATO and EU border, man. Okay, which goes to show you again, man, that the word of the Lord are faithful and true, man. All right, so let me dig into this real quick, right? And those of you who are tuning in and listening, okay, and those of you who are fresh and new, right, Lord willing, your spirit is edified, right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. And let's get into it, man. Okay, so let me get this here real quick, right? This is the YouTube disclaimer. It says copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Fair use. All right, let's get into it. So, let's get into it.
So, what are we going for?
Luke Skywalkers!
Pick one.
The farm.
Свет. Блядь, да ну нахуй. Все. Во всем городе нету. Все. Да.
another one, Salakia.
In retaliation for a Ukrainian attack, Moscow launched a hypersonic Oreshnik missile at the Lviv region in western Ukraine, near the Polish border. The strike was described as a response to what Russia called a hostile drone air attack, targeting President Vladimir Putin's residence last month, despite Kyiv's denial of carrying out such an attack. According to Reuters, this marks the second time the missile has been used since the start of the war between Russia and Ukraine. The Oreshnik is a medium-range missile capable of carrying nuclear warheads, and President Putin has boasted that it is impossible to intercept due to its speed exceeding 10 times the speed of sound.
Okay, so there you have it, man. Okay, there you have it. All right, so real quick, let me get this here real quick, okay? Because this war, this third world war, is gonna be fought with those thermonuclear missiles, man. That fire, man. Okay, this is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5, and it reads, "For every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood." Okay, that was like back in the ancient times, right? It was just shield, sword, right? Buckler, whatever you want to call it, right? And just, spear, javelin, or whatever, right? Okay, and you all you heard were just the screams of men, being impaled and sliced and slashed, right? And garments rolled in blood, right? It says, "But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire," man. Okay, this third world war, man. Okay, as the scriptures say in Revelation, the 11th chapter, man. Okay, the Lord is going to use these ICBM missiles, man, to kick this thing off, man. Okay, but before that happens, man, okay, the mandatory implementation of the MOTB has to be mandated all throughout the four corners of the earth first, man. Okay, and we seen this thing clear as day. Now, I want to get this article from Guardian real quick, right? This is from the Guardian.com. It says, Russia fire hypersonic Oreshnik missile at Ukraine in massive attack. It says, Kiev dismisses as absurd Moscow attempt to portray missile launch as retaliation for supposed attempt drone strike on Putin's residence, right? Because they had a news came out that they made an attack, a retaliation attack against his residence, right? It says, it came out on January 9th, okay, this Friday today at 2026 at 8:38, okay. Says Russians military has fired its new hypersonic Oreshnik missiles at a target in Ukraine during a massive overnight strike. So this happened overnight, man. Okay, while people were sleeping. Okay, and that's how Esau Edom gets done, man. Okay, whether he wanna send in his frumentari, right, or CIA or whatever, or even on a high scale, on a military level, man. This is how they do it, man. They come to you in the night when everybody's sleeping, man. They attack when everybody's, basically sleeping. So it says Ukraine confirms the attack, saying it took place in the west of the countries near the EU border. Moscow said the launch of the intermediate range ballistic missile was retaliation for a supposed attempt Ukrainian drone attack on Vladimir Putin's residence late last month. Okay, I think that was in December, right? It says of last year, right? It says an allegation Kiev and Washington have said is false. It says Ukraine's foreign minister said the use of the Oreshnik missile so close to the EU and NATO border pose a grave threat. Okay. It's almost as if, right, near to the NATO and the EU border, right, but still in Ukraine, right? It's almost Russia sending off a warning shot, man. certain warning shots, and some people fire it in the air, like to get people startled, to kind of freeze things a little bit. Or sometimes when somebody is approaching you, man, okay, to do you deadly harm, man, you just shoot you shot it in the ground, man, away from you, right? As a warning shot, man, to, don't come any further, man. It says here, to Europe's security and called on partners to increase pressure on Moscow, Kiev also dismissed Russia's attempt to justify the strike, called them absurd. It says Ukraine's security service released photos it said shows fragments of an Oreshnik missile recovered in Ukrainian's western Lviv region. The governor of Lviv and said Russian strikes had damaged a critical infrastructure facility. Unverified social media reports suggest the site may have been a large underground gas storage facility. It says pro-Russia military bloggers circulate footage they said captured the Oreshnik strike. The video, filmed over a snow-covered area, appears, to show several bright flashes hitting the ground before a loud explosion and a sequence of secondary blasts, right? Because it was couple drone attack strikes, right? With that one blast, man, that one ICBM blast, man. All right. It says, so we're here, man. Okay, things is really, 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 really amping up, man. It says Russia first used Oreshnik, which is capable of carrying nuclear warheads and is named after the Russian word for hazel tree, in November 2024, when Moscow said it struck a Ukrainian military industrial facility. It says Ukrainian officials and analysts at the time said the missiles carried dummy warheads rather than explosives and caused limited damage. Okay. So yeah, man, y'all can go read this this article, man. I'm gonna put it in the description box down below. So yeah, man. Okay, we're here, man. Matter of fact, let me leave y'all off with this scripture here real quick. Let's see. Okay. This is this is Jeremiah 50:9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows, which goes into those missiles, the ICBM missiles, right, shall be as a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. Okay, and who's that mighty expert man? Yahweh. Okay, why Yahweh Shai, man? Okay. Verse 10, and Chaldee shall be a spoil. All that spoil shall be satisfied, said the Lord Yahweh, because ye were glad, because ye rejoice, O ye destroyers of my heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass and bellows as bulls, right? So the Lord, man, is going to amp up this Third World War, which, the Israel, right? What's his name? Benjamin, not a Jew, right? Okay. They're going to draw, Babylon the Great, aka America, into this Third World War, man. Okay, and this is how Babylon the Great, aka America, is going to be destroyed, man. Okay, because they're insatiable, man. They can't have enough, right? They want everything upon the face of the planet Earth, man, to be theirs, right? Verse 2, your mother shall be so confounded that she that bare you shall be ashamed. Britain, right? Okay, America came out of Britain, right? So that's why it talks about your mother shall be so confounded, right? Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, is dry land and a desert. It says, because of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goes by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at her plague, right? Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrow, for she hath sinned against the Lord Yahweh. Shout against her round about. She had given her hand, her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down, for it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Take vengeance upon her, as she had done, do unto her. Right? It says, verse 16, end it off here. Cut off the sword from Babylon, and him that handled a sickle in the time of harvest, for fear of the oppressing sword. They shall turn everyone to his people, and they shall flee everyone to his own land. So, these other heathen nations that still here in Babylon the Great, okay, pack your shit up and go, man, because it's about to get really, really hot, man. I'm talking about hotter than the interiors of the sun, man. Okay? So again, man, okay, Barakatah Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, the Lord is moving, prophecy is speaking, and as the men of the Lord, right, from the elder apostles, elder bishops on down, right, we continue to keep pushing out that message through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim HaKakodash. Shalom to the elect. Shalom.